Providence, Rhode Island. Welcome to the Potterverse. It's a podcast dedicated to the book and film universe of Harry Potter. So grab your favorite wands and time turners. Let's step into the night and pursue that flighty tempest adventure. What an intense intro. Hello, everybody. My name is Mary Larson.
Oh, my name is Blake, and I am so excited to be podcasting about this entire universe. This is something that has been a dream of my wife's for quite a long time. I'm here. I'm ready to go. And let's talk about some Harry Potter.
Yes, of course. So we are thrilled to be able to chat all things Harry Potter, as we said. This is going to be a podcast about the entire Potterverse, the entire universe surrounding Harry Potter. So that includes books and movies and plays.
Even the Harry Potter musical.
Oh, my God.
Oh, some stock kid.
Be still my heart.
You got some stock
Harry
kid.
freaking Potter. Yes.
All right,
yes.
you know what? Can I just do one thing? Because we are famous, for doing something.
Okay.
In all of our podcasts, and that is playing this.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Amen.
That's a flat. You're a wizard, Harry. From now on. From now on in this podcast, that's a flat. That's the.
I don't know what that means.
We're just going to do that one time.
Oh.
We're not going to. We're not going to do that. You're a wizard, Harry thing all the time. But I'll do it one more time just for everybody.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Thank you.
There you go.
Get it out of our systems, but we're totally going to be adding more sound clips.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
I love it. So we wanted to remind you all that we would love for you to, when this podcast does come out in all podcatchers of choice, whether it's Stitcher or iTunes or whatever podcast app you use, to make sure you hit the subscribe button to Potterverse. You can find Blake and myself all on social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and make sure you hit that follow button as well. And later in this episode, no, it'll have to be someday later, I'm going to let you know about a complimentary texting reminder that you can get to make sure that you can join us live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter when we are going live, as we would love for you to be joining in the excitement and the fun. But for now, let's get into the show. All right, kicking things off, as we said, this is going to be a grand adventure. And this, of course, is our premiere podcast for Potterverse. So we're going to tell you a little bit of what...
The Potterverse.
The Potterverse.
Yeah, not just...
We had such a long debate about that, too.
We did.
It was going to be Into the Potterverse.
Yep, for a long time.
Just Potterverse or The Potterverse. And we decided upon The Potterverse. And you're probably going to have to remind me all of the time.
I know.
All of the time.
That's
because
okay.
I definitely sent a hashtag out saying hashtag Potterverse. Oops, I'll fix that. So, Blake, what is this podcast going to entail?
Yeah, so this podcast, as we kind of mentioned earlier, is going to be an exploration of the entire Harry Potter universe, whether it is all the films, all of the books, all of the music, all of the even like we talked about earlier, Harry Potter musical, The Star Kid, maybe even The Cursed Child. I have not yet read it.
No, you haven't.
I have not read that. So we'll be talking about that. And this podcast will be spoilerific. It will have everything. We'll be talking about the end of the books at the beginning of the books. We'll be talking about the stuff that happens in the middle at the end. We'll be talking about the films. We'll be talking about all of it coming in all together all at once.
So you're warned. Like, if you've never read Harry Potter before and you absolutely positively hate spoilers, you may want to come back to this podcast at a later date.
Yes.
If maybe you watched the movies but you never read the books, you'll be fine. you'll be fine to start this journey along with us, because
Yeah.
that's what we would really ideally like,
Right.
is for you to do this journey with us. We're going to outline, when we're reading something, when we're watching something, and we would love for you to read along or watch along with us.
Yes.
It really has been a source of light in our lives right now. As I said earlier, we're in the midst of still the COVID-19 pandemic as we're recording this on June 25th, 2020. And Blake and I have been pretty open that it has been very, very difficult for our family. We have lost a family member. We've had a couple other family members who have fallen ill to the coronavirus. We've had our own scares here in our family. And as someone who battles anxiety in general, it hit me really hard. And so what Blake and I did is we started reading Harry Potter to our kids.
That's right.
And it became this really calming activity that we did each night. And we talked all the time about, we should do a Potter podcast. But this really solidified it for us.
Yep.
And it has calmed me down. It's brought a sense of joy, and I hope that it can be that for you. And so, if you haven't read Sorcerer's Stone, get it out. You can even, borrow it from a friend. I bet you have a friend who has it.
Sure.
And
there's some nerd out there that enjoys Harry Potter.
that may have 4 or 5 copies like myself. Because I really do.
That is not a lie. Not a lie.
To see how many I have. And then, yes, after each book, we're hoping to, we will be watching the movie.
Yes.
We'll probably be doing it as a live watch as well. And we hope to even incorporate your feedback as well into some of these episodes. So in each episode, while we're reading the book, we're hoping to kind of add a couple of different elements.
Sure. One of the elements that I'm really looking forward to, as a matter of fact, is the idea that we're going to be taking a different perspective from a character. So let's look at, like, for example, in chapter 1 of The Boy Who Lived, let's look at things from, like, Professor McGonagall's perspective, as opposed to just Harry. Or let's look at
my
things,
favorite,
what? Who?
Vernon Dursley's perspective.
Exactly.
For chapter 1.
Exactly. Right. So we're going to be taking things and looking at them as though we're those characters, and in truly saying what is happening. And I love the idea of being like Dudley and seeing Harry and this big giant show up and giving him a cake and and
just
being
all the muggleness of it all.
Yeah, being brought up in the way that he was, and
Yep.
all of a sudden there's something more fantastical. Like, how do you even, like, can you imagine the therapy that kid must have to go
We're
through?
going to delve into this as we
yes.
go into those chapters. But that's because some of the conversations we're hoping to have, not just the excitement of it and seeing things through Harry's eyes, but thinking about things from other characters' perspectives. So that's one of the main things that we're hoping to bring out of this.
Yeah.
We also are hoping to pull out, in addition to having your feedback, things that are breadcrumbs that later become big, important plot points.
Absolutely.
Things that really do come true. Like, one of my favorites is that Harry makes Dobby promise to never try to save his life again.
Right.
After all of the Chamber of Secrets. And how does Dobby die? Saving Harry Potter's life. Not so fun fact. That was the character I cried the most of about
Was
dying.
it really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I shed more tears for Dobby's death than Dumbledore's.
Wow.
And I just spoiled everything. So if anybody sitting here was like, I don't know anything about Harry Potter. Yep. Sorry.
We told you at the beginning.
We warned you.
We told
warned
you. So we know that there's a kabillion Harry Potter podcasts out there. And if you're listening to this on your podcast app, or if you're joining us live right now, because we are recording this live in our studio, and if you do want to watch us live as we're recording and you're listening to the podcast app right now, you can just go to maryandblake.com, and we will be here every Monday or Wednesday evening doing a live recording for this podcast. But our cat had just decided to just do something. Our cat's name is Lumos, by the way. So.
Can we talk about a little awkwardness? Or do you want to save that for later?
Well, we'll save that for later.
Okay.
Why don't we save that for later? Because there is some awkwardness in the Harry Potter universe.
Right now.
But I want to celebrate Harry Potter at the moment, and I don't want to start the well, I mean,
I just want to clear the air.
Yeah,
I just want to clear the air.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Let's just clear the air.
When we announced that we were doing this podcast, another reason why it's taken us a little while to get the ball rolling is we were rip raring to go.
Yep.
and the author of the Harry Potter series came out with, and this isn't her first time, some comments that are seen and, in my opinion, are transphobic. And generally, the Harry Potter fandom has been very open and welcoming. Many, if not most of the stars themselves support, Pride and the GLBTQ plus community, as do Blake and I. So it was this little, pause button in us doing this because it was making a lot of waves in the Harry Potter fandom. And, a lot of people were saying, we're so mad at J.K. Rowling for, saying these things and feeling this way. And we didn't expect this of her. I'm going to burn my books. I'm going to never do anything again with the fandom. And Blake and I did a lot of soul searching. And the truth that we came up with for ourselves and what we found with a lot of other Harry Potter fan sites and products is that it no longer, if you feel that way, it doesn't just belong to her. And Harry Potter has now been living on its own or through fandoms or through our eyes or through our own experiences that each of us who cares about the series has our own ownership of it. And if you do not want to fiscally benefit a person like that, as I said, you could borrow a book from a friend.
Right.
You could borrow it from the library. You can make choices like that or get, T-shirts made by Etsy. If you want to be even more pro, you could, find vendors who are trans, or if you're a supporter of the Black Lives Matters movement, you could find, Black people who are on Etsy vendors who are making Harry Potter T-shirts. You could be doing things like that to support people, but also hold on to your own love of this fandom, because I know that it's done a lot of good for me and it's done a lot of good for other people. So that was our 2 cents, is that it's kind of like the Goonies.
It's our time.
It's our time down here. It's our time.
Yeah, so. That's good stuff. No, listen, I mean, I understand people's concerns, and the concerns are valid. Especially when it comes to the author's comments about the trans community, and whether or not you agree or disagree with her, it's irrelevant. What matters most is that Harry Potter, the story, is almost independent of her. Harry Potter, like you said, Mary, has done a lot more good in this world than I think J.K. Rowling has done. Do you know what I mean? I know J.K. Rowling wrote the series, but the series has become much larger than just the books now. I mean, it's saved people's lives. I know it got you through some very serious problems in your life, that it helped guide you through those things. And it helped form our marriage, like Harry Potter. How crazy is that? Harry Potter, Mary would not have dated me if I didn't watch or read Harry Potter. Wouldn't have happened.
It wouldn't have.
We wouldn't be here right now talking to you on this podcast, or you wouldn't be watching us live on all of our channels right now talking about Harry Potter if I didn't watch it. That helped birth our marriage. So yes, there's also an argument too that George Lucas ruined Star Wars, and he keeps changing it, yada yada, and stop touching it, George, because it's now owned by the people. There's actually this great documentary out called The People versus George Lucas, and the legal argument is that Star Wars has become part of the American culture. Because of that, it is now ours, not his. And I would argue that Harry Potter has become not only part of the American culture, but part of the culture of this world. And because of that, put your love in Harry Potter. Put your love in the story that was told that helped save people. I think that's what matters most. And a good friend of mine the other day, he made a great argument. He said, I still listen to Thriller. I still appreciate Thriller. And I'm not saying that he's right. I'm just saying you can separate the art from the person and appreciate the art. And I think that's really important.
It's our time. It's our time down here.
Yes.
So she will often just be referred to as the author. Enough said. Let's switch gears.
Yes, I think that's a Mary and Blake commandment. Can we just Mary and Blake commandment? From now on, we'll just call her the author.
Done.
Deal. All right.
There
done.
we go.
All right, mock it.
Okay, so how did you get introduced to Harry Potter?
My bride.
That's right.
My bride got introduced me to Harry Potter. The one of the funny things is I dated a girl before I met my bride who liked Harry Potter, and she wanted me to watch the films back when, like, I don't know, I think it was like back in like 2002, 2003 or whatever. And I refused. I was like, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. Like kids and magic and whatever. Like, that's ridiculous.
Little did he know.
Little did I know I'd be wearing a Slytherin t-shirt.
Yes.
And I swore it off. I was like, I'm not going to watch that stupid crap. Like, get out of here, kids and Quidditch. And I didn't even know what Quidditch is. I thought that was the name of the school. And I don't know. But then my bride said again.
I wasn't your bride then.
And then I met Mary. And I think it was our first or second date. She said, well, yeah, you're nice, but if you're not going to watch Harry Potter, if you're not going to be participating, I'm not going to be dating you.
It was the summer where movie 5 was coming out, Order of the Phoenix, which of course, those of us who've watched the movies, we know it's such a tremendous movie, and it's a big shift as Harry gets older and the stakes get really real. And the final book was coming out.
Yeah,
so I needed someone to share these moments with me. Yeah. And here I was dating a guy who fit all of the checks and checked off all the boxes, except he did not. He didn't like Harry Potter.
I didn't like it. Well, it's not that I didn't like it. I refused to watch it, right? I just didn't want to watch it. So this was back in 2007 when The Deathly Hallows came out and The Order of the Phoenix came out as the film, I think.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, that was that. And I was in on it. You know, the funny thing is when I think the film that got me the most was Prisoner of Azkaban. When I saw that, I was like, I said to Mary, yeah, I can get in on this. I understand this now. Mm-hmm. I see where we're going, right? It made a lot of sense to me.
Which is funny because when this all went down, we had limited time. Okay, we had limited time to catch Blake up on all things Potter, the Potterverse, if you may.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, listen, we've got to start cranking these things out. Book 7's coming out, and I need you to be able to talk with you about it. So here's our plan. You are going to watch movies 1 and movie 2, mm-hmm. Read book 3, watch movie 4, and then read from there on out.
Yes.
And that's what he did. So you've never read The Chamber of Secrets.
No. I only just started reading the Sorcerer's Stone. You just started reading,
yes, a.k.a. the Philosopher's Stone.
Yes.
Or as a daughter likes to say, a.k.a. because they listened to the audiobook and she goes, the Sorcerer's Stone, a.k.a. She doesn't even know what a.k.a. means.
She has no idea.
So, yeah, that worked out for us, and it's been fantastic ever since. And we've gone to Potter conventions, and we've gone to the Quidditch World Cup, and we listened to the soundtracks on repeat. I myself learned about the Harry Potter series in 1999. No, was it 2000? Might have been the summer of 2000. I think it was the summer of 2000, either 99 or 2000. Anyway, that's when I learned about them, and I was just blossoming into my adulthood, and heading off to college pretty soon. My parents are breaking up. It was a very tumultuous time in my family because of that. And anyone who's been through a divorce as a child, or even I was an older child, but still a child of divorce, it's a little sticky. It's a little tricky to navigate. And then going through college and having these books be my friends. I worked a lot my freshman year in college. Mm-hmm. I worked Friday nights, all day Saturday, all night Saturday, all day Sunday, all night Sunday. So I didn't get to make friends that much. But Harry, Ron, and Hermione were my friends. And it was really just this wonderful, safe space where I got to get lost in a beautiful series. And they really, really helped me in many, many ways. So we're excited to talk about tons of elements. And I think that it is time for us to kind of delve into some of our top favorite things.
Yeah. Let's see. Where are we?
You asked, where do you place Harry Potter in your pantheon of stories? And I liked your use of words, pantheon.
Yes. And story, too, because it's not just the films. It's
And those of you joining us live, please tune in as well about this. Yeah. Where do you place Harry Potter in your pantheon of stories?
Oh, man. This is, and I know I asked this question myself, so it's hard to even answer this question because it's a big one. I really love Harry Potter. I think it grew as a universe. It grew as a story. It is so rich and detailed. And I think it compares pretty quickly and easily to something like Game of Thrones, where there is not only history that you're watching, that you're not only watching everything that is happening, but there's been tons tons of things that happen before it that you just kind of get thrown in the middle of, and you are expected to just catch up. And I really like that. I think that is awesome. Mary's playing with our cat's tail.
She's trying to eat my microphone.
So, you know, the same thing can be said about Star Wars. You're kind of just thrown into it. You're just expected. And I like when stories just throw you into it. And there is a rich, detailed history that the characters know that you are going to have to learn. So where am I going to put it in the pantheon of my stories? I would probably say it's at least in the top 5 for me. Stories that may be ahead of it, maybe Star Wars. Game of Thrones, I would kind of put on the same level as Harry Potter for me. And God, you know, like another story that I really like is The Matrix. Like the Matrix story and the world that thing lives in is just awesome. So what I'm getting at is this. It's top 5 stories for me of all time.
Okay.
And I really appreciate it. How about you, Mary?
This is number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Easily for me, because it meant so much to me, because it became a safe space for me. Through it, I learned about fan communities. I never knew about podcasts until Harry Potter. I learned about podcasts because I was searching for people who wanted to talk about this series. And I didn't necessarily have any friends because I was working all the time, but people who wanted to read this, what they thought of as a kid's series, with me as well. So it was really not just the books, but the community aspect of it helped me make relationships. It helped me grow. And then from that, I will say second would be the Outlander series. And for the same reason, like not only have the books been so wonderful to read and travel, you know, my brain's been able to travel to different places and I've been able to do research about places and things that I never would have otherwise unless I'd been inspired by the books, but also the fandoms and the relationships and the events and the trips and things like that that you do, because you picked up a book.
Yes.
And those 2 series definitely did that for me. So, Blake,
yes.
Which Hogwarts house would you be in if people aren't joining us here live and to see what you're wearing? What is your Hogwarts house?
Oh, girl. It is Slytherin through and through. I've taken those tests.
You've taken every single test.
I've taken literally every test there is to be had on the internet.
Yes.
And every single time, I get Slytherin.
Yes, without a doubt.
And it's like, whoa, dude, calm down with the Slytherin. Like that's what it feels like to me. Yeah, I am Slytherin through and through. I just I don't care about people. I don't.
He does.
I mean, I do. I care about my wife.
But like,
I don't care what people think about me. I'm cunning. I will cheat. I will cheat in every single aspect of my life in order to win. People don't play board games with us anymore.
We tried doing like couples game night. Lumos, come here, honey. And we had to stop because you were getting frustrated or trying to cheat too many times.
Yeah.
It's just been a riot. I myself have done all the same quizzes, and every single time I test Gryffindor. And it's been funny because the official test is through the Wizarding World website, which was formerly known as Pottermore, but I think they've now changed it to the Wizarding World. And, you know, I've taken all these tests all these years, and now that they've remade this website, I thought, okay, I'm going to take the quiz again. We took the quiz with our 2 kids, and I was nervous. Like, oh my gosh, this is the quiz now. Okay, like it has been fine tuned. I better be Gryffindor because I've been Gryffindor for decades now. And sure enough, I was.
Yeah, there's no chance you weren't going to be Gryffindor. I mean, like get GTFO. Yeah, Mary, in case, again, you're not watching us live, Mary is now wearing her lion hat that, you know, Luna Lovegood
It's inspired
wears.
by Luna Lovegood, who
Yes,
is Ravenclaw,
Yes.
but I felt like it was perfect.
So, we actually had Rebecca Ann here on Facebook says, of course you are Slytherin and Gryffindor. Yes.
We love the mashup of how hysterical it is that we're Gryffindor and Slytherin. So when we used to play Rock Band, our band's name, gosh, we're dating ourselves now. Was Lily and the Snapes.
That's true.
That was our rock band name because we got such a kick out of it.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we know what house we're in. My friends are
you took the hat off?
Oh, you want me to wear it the whole
you got to
time?
own it now.
Okay.
You got to own it now.
Sure. Blake,
Hold on. Let's get the close up.
I mean, I've got my headphones on too.
Well, too bad. That's you got to own it now. You brought it out.
There we go. Your least favorite part is the teeth.
I hate the teeth.
So sometimes when I go out wearing this, that's right.
She tucks them under.
I tuck them under just for Blake.
Thank you. This stupid hat. It's the worst.
I can't believe
Picture, if you're listening to this right now, listener.
Yes.
Picture Luna Lovegood's lion hat. And that's what Mary...
crocheted.
But crocheted, and that's what Mary is wearing.
Giant.
That's what she's wearing. People here are asking us, what house did the kids get?
They both were placed in Hufflepuff, but we think it's a lie.
Yeah, I think our son could be Hufflepuff.
I'm pretty sure he is.
But our daughter is
Slytherin.
all the way Slytherin.
No.
She did she got Hufflepuff, I know, but I think she answered the questions because they were cute, fun answers.
She answered them after he did.
Yes.
I think she just answered the same questions the way he did. We need to ask her individually.
Yes.
Because right now, at the age of 5, girls are Slytherin.
She's
She's so cunning and sly.
Oh, yeah.
And brilliant. And she's just a tricky little devil.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she'd be Ravenclaw either. Like, if anything, I would say that she's like a Slitherclaw, but more like trending Slytherin.
Yeah,
that's what I would.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Sorry, go ahead, continue.
Okay, so favorite film.
Oh,
There are 8, of course, because they broke up the 7th book into 2.
You see, I am a massive David Yates fan. Now, David Yates is the guy who directed all 5, 6, 7, and 8. I am a massive David Yates fan. He is just awesome. So I kind of vacillate between Deathly Hallows 2, so that'd be film 8, and Order of the Phoenix. I really enjoyed Order of the Phoenix.
Which we like to call Emo Harry.
Emo Harry. I enjoyed Order of the Phoenix on so many levels. But I'm also a huge fan of Alfonso Cuarón, who was the director for The Prisoner of Azkaban, film 3. So, and Alfonso Cuarón, I was talking to Mary about this the other day. The fact that the Harry Potter franchise got that kind of director, like a real auteur, like somebody who's a legit freaking director to direct that 3rd film, which I think might be the linchpin of the whole series. Might be. I really like Prisoner of Azkaban too. That movie just did the language that Alfonso Cuarón started. That language, the visual language, continued on through the rest of the films, and it was so different from the first 2 films.
That's it. It's so different that it's like the most debated out of the Harry Potter movies. People either love it or they hate it. There is very little in the middle ground when it comes to the 3rd movie, Prisoner of Azkaban.
But the 8th film, it had everything, and it started right away. There was no crap. There was no filler. That is it. We are beginning this, and it did everybody justice.
I agree.
Film.
And that is why Deathly Hallows Part 2, the last movie in the series, is my favorite. I would say it was potentially tied with the first movie, Sorcerer's Stone, which, yes, is very aimed at young children. You could say it's just a children's movie.
Yeah.
It's very whimsical, but it's the first movie.
Yeah.
It's the first time we got to see Quidditch. You're reading it and you're trying to picture it in your head, but you're still like, I really don't know how I'm picturing this Quidditch pitch.
Yeah.
I don't exactly get it, but I'm going to go for it. And then you got to see it on screen and it all made sense. And you got to see anything from the trolleys. And you're like, I want Bertie Bott's Fairy flavored beans. I want to taste vomit beans. I want to taste grass. I want all of it. Bogies. Yes, please. Like the movies just made it so special through movie 1. But I will agree with you that Deathly Hallows Part 2 was such a beautiful end to this story. And we, of course, all knew how it was going to end. But frequently when you're watching the last movie of something, it's kind of a wow. And it was not. It was not. It did it justice.
We have a listener here on Facebook saying, which one is the one you say that you have to read the book because the movie does not do it justice?
I would say book 3. Oh, out of all of them, though? That's difficult.
Half-Blood Prince is up there, I would say.
I feel like you miss a lot of the Marauders by not reading book 3.
Yes. You understand that they're important in the film, but you don't really get it.
Yeah, I felt like Blake, by watching movies 1 and 2, grasped the concepts, got the main information. I told him to skip book 4 because it's so long, and even though it's a wild, fun ride, and you get all that Rita Skeeter stuff that they pretty much cut out from the movie, really all you get out of book 4 in regards to the plot is Voldemort's back. Like, literally, this giant book, Voldemort's back alive. So, aside from that...
Because in the 4th book, and again, I haven't read the book, but let's just say the movie. Even the movie, the things that happen in the film, like with the Triwizard Turn, it doesn't really have a bearing on anything at all going forward. Like, what happens with Cedric, it bothers Harry.
You don't even know because you haven't read it.
No, but I'm saying in the film. I'm saying in the film.
Oh, no, the film, basically the whole idea of the film is...
Yeah, that Voldemort's back. That's really it. And the whole film, which is one of the longer films of the series, nothing really happens that alters the story going forward, except for Cedric. But even that is just kind of like, It's like it's an
Kill
afterthought.
the spare.
Kill the spare. That's what it is. Kill the spare. Like that's what that is.
Sorry, Cedric.
Yes. Sorry, bro. Sucks to suck.
Bye, Cedric. He's our new bye Ian.
He's our new bye Ian.
Or bye Felicia.
For those of you who listen to our Outlander Cast podcast, you would understand that joke. If you don't, welcome to our inside joke, Phil.
I will say books 6 and 7, I missed a lot. From books 6 and 7.
Do you mean in the film you missed a lot?
Yes, I missed a lot in the films. I think the whole battle between do I go after, in book 7, do I go after Horcruxes or do I go, going after the Deathly Hallows, like this whole battle that he has going on, I felt it more weighted in the books. I thoroughly enjoyed book 6. Book 6 is really high up there on my books.
Yeah.
But I think book 3, it just shook me a lot because I'm like, I don't know. It was just so different, but many people, like you said, love it. And I can appreciate the third. Okay, can we move on to the favorite book?
Yes, let's do it.
Half-Blood Prince is my favorite.
I really like the Half-Blood. but how is the Half-Blood Prince your favorite? And why is that?
First off, we learn about Voldemort. We learn like so much more about Voldemort.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
And it's this whole journey of like this guy that we've been told to fear for books. For years, we've been told to fear him. And yeah, we know he killed a bunch of people and he did these bad things, but like we didn't really get to know him that well. And he was just this kind of oogie boogie. And then 6 comes, and it's just so real and raw. And Dumbledore is just like, oh, man, gonna lay some of the things on the table for you. Things ain't good.
This kind of sucks.
Yeah, and you come from the Order of the Phoenix where Dumbledore is not talking to Harry. Dumbledore's a jerk in the Order of the Phoenix, rightly so, because he's understanding that there's a connection between Voldemort and Harry. But book 6 was just this precious relationship between the two of them, which you feel very conflicted about, which I think is a beautiful weave. And as I said, just getting to know these characters a bit more, getting to see them mature, getting to understand Snape a heck of a lot more. It made the universe and these characters even more dimensional. Mm-hmm. And because of that, it is my favorite book.
Yeah, for me, I would say, oh man, I really loved the third book. I thought the third book was just so cool because again, you're getting into more adult themes. And what you end up recognizing is that what we'll end up talking about later on is some of our favorite characters. And one of my favorite characters is introduced in that book, Sirius Black. Like Sirius is just an awesome character in the books and even more so in the films in my eyes. Even though you don't get as much of a relationship between the two in the films, Gary Oldman is
so good.
Like I will dare I play it if I can find it.
Makes me want to shout.
Gary Oldman makes me want to shout.
Amen.
He is awesome. So I really love the third book, but if I had to go back and forth, I would say it's the third book or the seventh book.
Nice.
The seventh book because of what happens with Snape. And I could do without the camping for months on end. I could do without it. but I love the journey that they're going on. And the journey of discovery that they're going. So, oh man, if I had to, I'm going to flip a coin. Really, that's what it comes down to. I'll flip a coin.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm feeling book 7.
And we will see after the read.
Yes.
How we feel if our opinions change.
I also have this thing about book 7 too, because I got book 7, and when we got them, Mary went on a trip to California.
Oh yes.
And I was devastated because I had been dating her for a couple of months.
Yep.
And I was devastated when she left. Like I was I was a puddle. You could have put wet floor signs on me.
Didn't
or
we
around
also
me.
go to Bali that same year?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You left me.
Who's calling me?
I don't know who's calling you.
Did it mess up that camera?
I don't think so.
Nope.
It didn't. You left me, and the only thing I had of you was Harry freaking Potter.
Yep.
So I read book 7, sobbing almost the entire time. Crying my eyes out.
Girl made me read the series.
And here I am reading the conclusion of it, and I was just a mess. And I
didn't know I was going to be dating you, so I just planned all these trips.
No,
man.
I'm not saying that you were wrong for doing it. I'm just saying you left me, and I was devastated.
I can appreciate.
And I missed you. I missed you terribly. So that is what it is. So I have an affinity for book 7 because
I appreciate
of
that.
It reminds me of those early days when Mary liked me.
And now I love you.
Yeah. Oh, ooh, good save.
Hey.
Good save, Mary.
Bam! Just like that. A winner!
Good
That
job.
was abrasively loud.
Yeah, sorry.
Favorite characters?
You know what? I think you know mine already. I think most of the people already know mine. But why don't you start with
I mean,
yours?
how many do I have to limit it to? I wrote down a list
There
because
are
I don't know.
hundreds of characters. That's a funny story we'll have to tell.
Yes. Someone remind us. There are hundreds of characters, and we will tell that story one day.
Yes.
Okay, so how many do we need me to because I've got 8. I've got 8. Is that okay? I mean, should I just make it 7 because that's like a magical number?
Oh, Marvin, you can't be going through 7. Give me the top 3.
For real? Okay, then Vamp, you take over.
Oh. What? Is that freaking hard for you?
Yes.
All right, give me the top 5. Give me the top 5.
No, I have to whittle it down now from 7. Okay,
Oh,
you
my
tell me your
God.
favorite.
All right. So, all right, my 2 favorite characters. Number 1, Snape. Obviously, Snape is Snape's the best character in this show because not only does he go through such a great change, but in the midst of all of the changes that he makes, he still stays so true to the one thing that motivates him this entire story. And that's Lily. And he has such conflict, he has such devastation around everything, and he's being pulled in so many different directions. He has to make so many difficult choices. He is just the best. And Alan Rickman definitely colors my interpretation of Snape, much the same way that Tobias Menzies colors my interpretation of Black Jack Randall and Frank Randall in Outlander.
Meaning you loved the actor already.
Right. I love the actor already. I mean, who doesn't love Alan Rickman, right? But the way that he portrays Snape is...
It took me a long time to love him because I think the first time I saw him was Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh my goodness, when he was the sheriff of Nottingham.
Yes.
Nottingham, sorry.
With the crazy witch and like the egg and...
Yeah,
No, or was it the other guy?
No, that was him. That was him. Okay. That was Alan Rickman. Take it out with a spoon. It will hurt more.
I can't.
So yeah, Snape, obviously, he is by far the best character. I'm a person who loves the anti-hero. I always have, I always will. And I love villains, I love bad guys. And they, to me, make stories interesting. I hate when someone is 100% wholly good. There's nothing dramatic. There's nothing good about that. I mean, there's nothing interesting about that, being wholly good or being wholly bad. Either way, that sucks. But when you have gray and you have someone who even shades a little bit towards bad, like Snape, I'm in. And the other character that I absolutely love, and I already mentioned him, Sirius Black. Sirius's relationship with Harry is so special. And I know when we were making making the pitch, that is making the pitch for our kids' godparents, we said to them, we want you to be their Sirius Black. Like, we didn't have our brothers or sisters be our kids' godparents because we wanted somebody who was a friend. We wanted somebody who was our chosen family. We wanted that chosen family to represent all the best of the world that we could give. And not just because they were blood, but because we chose them. And when that happened, we were like, we want you to be their Sirius Black.
Yeah.
And when we told them that, they understood, for the most part, which was great. So how about you? How about your...
Okay, I've whittled it down to 4.
Whoa, wow. All right.
It took a lot. It took a lot.
All right.
Okay.
What do you got?
Dobby the house elf, first and foremost.
He's your number 1 character, or is this in no particular order?
No, this is in order.
This is no... Dobby is your number 1.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right. Let's go.
I love that little elf. I love him so much. And I just wish him well. And he does so much good. And he's looking out for people. Think about this. He tortures himself the entire time to try to save someone he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know Harry. It's not even like he's his friend or his teacher.
God.
You just wait till book 4. Just wait.
All right. Fair enough.
Second is Ron.
Okay.
Ron Weasley. Okay. Ron Weasley's kind of a jamoke.
He's a total jamoke.
But I see myself as Ron Weasley so often in life. Like when I would read the books, first off, he's hungry all the time. I'm hungry all the time.
That's why I call you Marvin.
I know. Especially in the movies, he's just eating all the time. And I love that he messes up. And he messes up a lot. And I think when you've had long-term relationships, whether they're romantic relationships or friendships, you mess up a lot. I know I sure have. I know some of my best friends, I've definitely messed up. And I've come back and I've apologized. You know it. And I come back and I apologize and I try to make things better. And Ron does that. Ron isn't just like, whatevs, I didn't do anything wrong. Like it sometimes takes him a while.
Yes.
But in the end, his heart is there. So I'm down with Ron.
And he makes mistakes. Like he does the wrong thing.
He's very real and very relatable. And,
Yeah.
and he gets jealous and the jealousy eats away at him. And gosh, I just found him like so real. He's so the real part of you that you're embarrassed to admit is Ron, or at least me. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I just did on live video. My favorite bad character is Bellatrix Lestrange.
Oh my God.
I honestly credit most of it to the movies, and now I can't see Bellatrix as anyone other than Helena Bonham Carter.
She is a treasure. She is a treasure to this world.
Yes.
She is, and like I feel like Helena Bonham Carter is Bellatrix Lestrange in real life. Like that's what she does in real life. She just walks around and she just like kills people and she laughs the way that she does and she's all so creepy and weird.
She's so good.
She is the best.
The headphones off first. It's stretching out my crochet.
Oh, well, obvious.
And then do you want my last but not least? Can you guess, or did you already see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Guess.
Fine. Wait, is it a bad character or a good character?
Good character.
Good character. This is a good one.
This is a good one.
I don't know.
God.
I don't know.
Hagrid.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So those are my top 4.
Okay.
And Hagrid, I just think is like, he's your first. We're going to talk about Hagrid. Okay, Hagrid had a job to do.
Oh, yes, he did.
Didn't know I was going to tell you this, but you're a wizard, Harry. Hagrid has to have the talk.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You said we could only do it in the beginning.
I know, but you know what? You said it. I had to do it.
Like that right there. Hagrid didn't know he signed up for that. He just thought he had to go pick a kid up.
Yep.
Okay, he's been trying to get him forever, and he finally gets him, and then Harry's like, what's a muggle? What's magic? And Hagrid's like, oh my God, Dumbledore didn't tell me I had to do the talk. We'll get into this. But from that through all the books, Hagrid is just so sweet. I cannot wait to talk about things from his perspective, and he also reminds me of my dad.
Oh yeah, he is absolutely. Your dad is absolutely Hagrid.
If Hagrid and Santa could be combined, it would be my dad.
Yeah, your dad is the best, just like Hagrid. He is. He. Do
you want to know who my runner-up was?
Absolutely. Let's get real. Let's get into it.
Hedwig.
Hedwig is your runner-up.
Hedwig and Dobby and Hagrid, BFFs for life. Let me tell you, Hedwig won't let you down.
Okay.
She'll be mad at you, but she won't let you down. Dobby won't let you down. Hagrid sure won't let you down.
Definitely not.
He'll
No
pick
way.
you up when you're dead. But I had to cut somebody, so R.I.P. Hedwig.
Yeah,
Hedwig
sorry.
was the person or character that I cried the second most over.
Yes, that's true. That is
Oh my
100%
God.
true.
When Hedwig died, it was like I was punched in the gut because it comes so early and you're like, what? What? Hedwig? No! That was me. That was me.
Oh my God,
right.
Hedwig.
Favorite moments. This is going on forever. We said this was going to be a short podcast.
I know we did.
It will be
Right.
short. It will be short when we go into chapter by chapters.
Normally we'll be like in like the 20 to 25 minute range.
Oh man, because this is not 20 minutes. Why
Okay.
do I keep doing this backwards? Oh.
I don't know. It's because you're looking at the
Okay.
camera and
Favorite moments.
Favorite moment. Oh gosh. All right. So favorite moment of all time.
All time.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Book or film
Do it.
is Snape's memories.
Ooh.
Snape's memories is, and again, because Snape's my favorite character, so
Yeah.
that's only natural for me.
Yeah.
But Snape's memories, because if you recall, there was that huge debate before Book 7 came out. If Snape was like
There was
in
a
on
book
it.
that we read. It was called The Great Snape Debate.
That's right. I had a shirt that said Snape is innocent. I still have that shirt,
Oh my
by
God,
the
you're
way.
gonna have to wear that.
I'm totally gonna.
We have to fund a Snape debate book.
Oh, we will absolutely. And we read,
read it.
and there was like proof, and there was like arguments for, there was arguments against, and it was a double-sided book. So like you looked on one side, it was the one for, the other side was the side against.
Aren't you glad you started dating me then?
I'm glad I started dating you just because I know I was punching out of my class. So yeah, the Snape's memories for me are the best because it redefines Snape in the best way, and the way that it was shot in the montage and the music by Alexander Desplat, everything. It was like it. I still cry. I still cry every single time I watch that moment in Harry Potter in the Deathly Hallows Part 2. The best of the series. By far.
awesome.
And it's not even close for me.
Yep. Awesome.
All right, how about you?
It's our sound effect.
Really?
You're a wizard, Harry.
Oh, look at you.
Because I think that is it. It's just, here's this magical world.
Yep.
Like that right there. Plus, we've used it for years now as
I
a
know,
sound
that's true.
effect. So to me, that is a very, very special moment. The moment that made my jaw drop, there were two. When Scabbers turned out to be Peter Pettigrew. What? What? And then, just the other moment I loved was when Dobby got to be free.
Oh.
You're welcome. Okay.
Master gave Dobby a sock.
Worst moments. We'll get into this more some other day because we don't want to delve too much into something. But if you had a worst moment, what would it be?
Oh, geez.
Books or movies or anything like that.
It might have been the ending of The Half-Blood Prince.
Okay.
When they're all out on the
movie?
The movie, yeah.
Okay.
When they're all out on the bridge and they're looking out and they have that awkward talk. Like, didn't Hermione say something like, she really likes you or something like that? And like the movie just ends. Or the most cringeworthy moment, I think, might be the dance in the Deathly Hallows Part 1 between Harry and Hermione.
Camping dance.
The camping dance. That might be the worst moment for
Okay.
me. That's just super cringy.
Okay.
Like I wanted to like it. I really did. But I didn't.
Okay.
Just didn't like it. How about you? What's your worst moment?
My worst thing, period?
Yeah, worst thing.
You have a freaking time turner. You have a time turner.
Okay.
Freaking go back in time, man. Go back in time.
And do what?
Don't let Voldemort learn about magic. Maybe go back and not let Sirius die. What are you doing with this time turner? Something bad happened? The worst wizard ever? Okay, maybe you don't go to that orphanage, Dumbledore.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you let that kid just simmer with his burning bureau and just say, hard pass.
You know what? You do you, kid.
Hard pass.
Wait, no, doesn't he's the one who sets the bureau on fire.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, because he had stolen whatever. I'm just saying, leave him there.
You
Let
and your
him be.
creepy I hurt things.
He'll probably end up in Azkaban or something anyway. Maybe St. Mungo's. But, like, don't teach him. Don't teach him. Time Turner that. Or the Goblet of Fire. Time Turner that. Don't let Voldemort come back and let the spare poor Cedric Diggory live.
That's right.
My son.
My son. Well, then we wouldn't have gotten Edward. So, that's really important. Edward's really important. You can't mess around with that.
So that was my biggest thing, is ever since I've heard of a Time Turner, I know that there's much more into the lore of Time Turners.
Yes.
And as we continue on into the Potterverse, we will see more of the Time Turner.
Okay, fair enough.
I will leave that dangling there for you.
Anything else? Is that it?
Yeah, so we're going to be reading Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone or the Philosopher's Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Lumos is now attacking my scarf. And we will be doing a podcast episode for each chapter.
Yes.
The podcast episodes, we assume, will be around the 20-minute mark, so hopefully that works out for you. Some of them we will be going live. Not everyone will be going live because we have children.
Yes. But
So
we're going to try to go live on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube as much as we can.
we're hoping to accomplish 2 chapters a week,
Yes.
right?
At the least, I would say.
At the least,
Yeah,
yes.
I would say at the least.
Because we want to make this attainable for everybody, whether you have a busy life or you have a free life going on. Things are open and dandy, or if you've got a lot on your plate. So we'll aim for around at least 2 chapters a week. Maximum, what? Max 3.
Max 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and listen, as I was saying earlier, we know that there are a zillion Harry Potter podcasts. So if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher it is that is of your choice, or if you are watching us on any of our social media platforms as we are recording this, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to spend some time with us and spend some Harry Potter nerd, just love with us. We know how personal and important your earbuds are. We know how special that space is for you, and to allow us and to invite us into that space is really important to us. So please, when you do, if you found that this show was fun and entertaining, if you found that we are giving you a perspective or something that you just hadn't thought of prior to, and you really enjoyed what we do here, please consider going to Mary and Blake Facebook page and leaving us a review. And just telling the world about the Harry Potter podcast, the Potterverse. So.
And invite your friends, invite the other Potterheads in your life to read along with us. We can all use some joy. So if you've been watching this on a social media channel, share it with those friends and say, hey, dust off that book or get it from the library. Come read along with us. Maybe you guys can have your own study sessions together, or just enjoy it. Maybe you have children in your life who've never read the series or may want to reread it. Mm-hmm. We will make sure that this podcast does not have any foul language. So that way, if you do have youngsters in your life who want to delve into Potter, they can. And that's one thing we did want to make sure. So if you have a niece, a nephew, anyone like that in your life that you'd like to share this with, please invite them.
Right. And we have some people asking us here on Facebook if the chapters, when we're doing chapters, will that include spoilers from future books?
Yes.
Yes, it will. It will include. So if you're reading along with us, just know that we will be discussing future books. We will be bringing in movie stuff into those discussions. Again, this is the Potterverse. We are trying to create and facilitate a complete conversation and analysis of the entire Harry Potter universe. So there will be comparing and contrasting.
It won't be massive, like nitpicky spoilers, but there are certain big plot points that we will be sharing. So, if you are sharing it with someone who hasn't read the books before, maybe you take a listen to the podcast beforehand and see if it's right for them. So
some people were saying, will this be like Blake's book club? Blake's book club is my endeavor to read all of the Outlander books. You can get that at outlandercastclan.com or jointhenerdclan.com. It will be somewhat like that, but obviously Mary will be included.
Possibly wearing this hat some days.
Most of the time wearing that hat, hopefully. If you don't, I'll be disappointed.
Okay.
So that is that. Thank you again, everybody, for joining us and taking the time to have fun with us. Mary, got anything before we close out this bad boy?
That's really it. As I said earlier, please make sure that you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or YouTube by searching for Mary and Blake. We will be going live with many of these podcast episodes, and we will let you know on our Facebook and Twitter pages when this podcast is available in your favorite podcatchers of choice, so you can hit that subscribe button. One of the best things you can do for us is to screen share your phone right now. Just kind of take a little snapshot and share that in your stories. Let people know to follow us at Mary and Blake so they too can join in the read along for the Potterverse.
So what we wanted to do is just say thank you. Thank you to everybody again. And if you want to join us in this endeavor, go to maryandblake.com. Check out all of the stuff that we have there and all of the podcasts that we have going on there. You can find it all at maryandblake.com. And if you want to suggest some things to us for the show and what goes on and what you would like us to talk about, just email us at maryandblakemedia@gmail.com. And if you like us so much you want to support Mary and Blake Media, you want to keep the conversation about Harry Potter going, go to jointhenerdclan.com, where you can get all the benefits that Mary and I offer everybody that supports us. And it's a great, really cool community of all the Mary and Blake nerds that are out there in the world.
Nerds just like us.
So many great nerds.
All right, friends, thank you so incredibly much for tuning in to the first episode of the Potterverse, where we will be exploring all things in the wizarding world of Harry Potter and beyond. For now, my name is Mary Larson.
My name's Blake.
I don't know what the ending is to this.
Oh, well, that's a good point. We didn't write one.
Well, we will by the next episode.
We will have it. Go find your adventure, because that's how we started it. So go find your adventure.
Okay, for now.
Right.
We could just say Nox.
Nox. I like that.
You're welcome.
Not bad.